If you're within 5 years of retirement, the decisions you make in the next 5 years can have an outsized impact on your ability to retire with confidence. What you do right now is going to determine whether you retire with peace of mind or completely miss the mark on what could have been an incredible retirement. Here's the good news. If you get these 5 years right, especially if you're someone who may not have been saving as much as you would have liked, they can add more benefit to your retirement plan than the previous 20 years combined. I'm Maly with MDRN Capital, and in today's video, I want to walk you through 5 critical principles you need to understand to make the most of these 5 years before retirement so you can ultimately make the most of your retirement years. Chapter 1, the portfolio tipping point. The first principle is something I call the portfolio tipping point. Let's imagine you're 60 years old and you want to retire at 65. You started saving at age 40 and you've diligently saved $10,000 per year. Let's use a 10% rate of return to help keep the numbers simple, which isn't unreasonable for the S&P 500 over the past 30 years. I'm using it for illustration purposes only. When you first started investing at age 40, that initial $10,000 contribution grew by 10%, adding $1,000 of gains. The overwhelming majority of your portfolio balance at the end of year one, $11,000 total, came from what you personally contributed. The gains were just a small piece. Now let's fast forward. After 20 years of consistent contributions, you have $572,000. If you save another $10,000 this year, that's great, but a 10% return on $572,000 equals over $57,000 of growth. In year one, the growth was a tiny portion of your overall balance. But in year 20, the growth is more than 5 times larger than what you're contributing. Your money is finally working harder than you are. Now here's the critical issue. Too many people, especially those in the final 5 years, don't get the return they should be getting. That happens for one of 2 reasons. First, they go through a market downturn. We saw this in 2022, we saw it in 2020, we saw it in 2008. When a downturn happens and you're within a few years of retirement, panic sets in. You think, I can't afford to lose what I have. You get way too conservative. That feels safe in the moment, but when the market recovers, you miss out on those gains. The numbers might look correct on a spreadsheet, but you never actually achieve them because you've made the wrong shift at the wrong time. The second issue is chasing past performance. I see this constantly, especially with the massive run-up we've had in large tech stocks. People see what's happening and they think they need to jump in on whatever's driving current returns. They chase performance and then that same trend doesn't continue going forward. People have the wrong structure or the wrong investments in those final 5 years. Suddenly, all that growth that should be driving their portfolio forward has completely missed the mark. This can be a multi-$100,000 or even multi-million-dollar cost if you're not doing it correctly. Understand this principle. At what point is your portfolio generating more in returns than you're contributing? And how do you make sure you don't get in your own way? Chapter 2, your portfolio isn't the plan, income is. The second principle you need to understand is that your portfolio is not the plan, income is. People think they need to hit some magic number. Maybe that number is 1 million, maybe it's 2 or 5 million. They think they're magically gonna feel confident when that number shows up in their account statement. Then they hit it and nothing happens. They don't feel any different. The anxiety they felt yesterday is the same anxiety they feel today, but now it's even worse because the thing they thought would bring them confidence actually leaves them feeling the exact same way. It's not the size of your portfolio that matters, it's the income that your portfolio can create for you. Do you have an income plan for your portfolio? And more importantly, is that income plan tightly integrated into your non-portfolio income sources? When you retire, you're gonna have some income sources that have nothing to do with your portfolio. Maybe this is a pension, Social Security, maybe it's rental income, maybe it's part-time work. Those sources create a foundation of the income you need to live the lifestyle you want. Then your portfolio needs to fill in the gap between the total value of those income sources and the desired expenses you want to maintain through your retirement. You need to understand how much you can afford to pull from your portfolio and how that withdrawal rate will change over time. Maybe you retire at 60 and you're pulling more in the first few years because expenses tend to be higher in those early active years and you don't have Social Security yet. Then you turn 65 or 67 whenever you decide to collect. Your lifestyle stays the same, but now more of it's funded by non-portfolio income. Your portfolio doesn't have to work as hard. Really understanding how your portfolio fits, not just as a number on a statement, but as a tool to create the income you need to live the life you want, that's principle number 2. Chapter 3, sequence of returns risk becomes real at retirement. Principle number 3 is that sequence of returns risk doesn't really become a risk until you retire. When you're in your working years, markets go up and they go down. You don't love when markets go down, but you're still putting money into your 401k. You don't depend on this portfolio yet. The ups and downs don't bother you quite as much. The trap is thinking that mindset and even that investment strategy is going to continue throughout retirement. Your mindset will change. When you're suddenly drawing money from that portfolio instead of contributing to it in the midst of a downturn, that's going to affect you psychologically in ways that you might not expect. You might have run a financial projection that says if you get an average return of 6 or 7% the entirety of your retirement, that you're going to be fine. That might be true if you've got exactly 6 or 7% every single year, but you're never going to get that linear straight line return. What happens when the first 2 years of retirement, you're down 10%, then you're up 5, then you're down 30. Maybe the market recovers on the back end to bring that average back to 6. But if you pull out of the market, a market recovery doesn't matter. And often the biggest recoveries happen near the bottom, so forget trying to time the market. This is what makes sequence of returns risk so devastating. Poor returns early in retirement, combined with ongoing withdrawals, reduce your portfolio's value and limit its ability to recover. You're selling assets at depressed prices, shrinking the principal available for future growth. Even when performance eventually recovers, there isn't enough of a base left to catch up. The numbers make this concrete. Two $1 million portfolios with identical averages over 20 years, both withdrawing $40,000 annually, can produce vastly different returns based solely on return sequence. The one with positive early returns ended with roughly $650,000 remaining. The one with negative early returns ended with only $100,000. So how do you protect against this? You make sure you don't need to pull money from your investments when the stock market is in the gutter. But stocks still play a very important role because they tend to have the strongest long-term growth despite the volatility. You need stocks to keep pace with inflation over time. You also need reserve assets. They won't give you the same growth potential, but they give you safety and stability. When the stock market falls, you redirect where you're pulling your income from. You don't want to put too much in reserves because your portfolio becomes overly conservative. But you can't have too little because then sequence of returns risk can be devastating. The best thing you can do is have a properly designed portfolio that combines growth assets and reserve assets in a way that allows you to spend what you need regardless of what the market is doing. Taxes will be your single biggest expense. Principle number 4, taxes will be your single biggest expense over the course of your retirement. Pause for a second and think about this. If I said travel is going to be your single biggest expense, you'd say, okay, if things get really bad, I can just reduce how much I travel. If I said housing costs, you might think, well, if I needed to, I could downsize. But we don't take the same perspective with taxes. We simply think taxes are what they are. You spend your whole life working, W-2 job. Sure, you could put more money in a 401k or maybe an HSA that reduced your taxes a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot you could do beyond that. If that mindset goes with you into retirement, you're going to leave a significant amount of money on the table. When you retire, you get to decide what your tax bracket's going to be. The federal government and the state, they set the brackets, but you get to decide how much you're pulling from your brokerage account, how much from your IRA, what you're utilizing from your HSA, when you pull from your Roth, and when you turn on Social Security. You get to make those decisions. When you make them strategically, you can do things like Roth conversions, tax gain harvesting, and charitable contribution strategies. For 2026, the federal brackets range from 10% to 37%, with the 22% bracket spanning $100,800 to $211,400 for married couples filing jointly. Retirees 65 and older can now claim a senior bonus deduction of up to $12,000 for married couples on top of the standard deduction, potentially shielding significant income from taxes. A well-designed tax strategy takes all these factors into account, and you can save enormous amounts of money. It's not saving for the sake of saving. It's recognizing that money you save on taxes is money you can spend on more travel, more time with friends and family, more gifting, or it's putting less pressure on your portfolio. It increases the probability that your money lasts for the rest of your life. Chapter 5. Design your life, not just a spreadsheet. Finally, principle number 5, and probably the most important one, design your life, not just a spreadsheet. You're watching this video and you're still here. That tells me something about you. It tells me you're someone who takes finances seriously. You've probably already looked at your portfolio. You've probably already analyzed whether you can do this or not. You've probably already optimized a lot of things regarding your financial plan. But how much time have you spent thinking about what you're actually going to do in retirement? It's the second Tuesday of your retirement. The newness is worn off a little bit. What are you doing? Do you have a plan for how you're going to spend your days and what you're going to do and who you're going to do it with? We spend so much time obsessing about the financial part that too frequently, people just like you step into retirement and they feel lost. They feel a sense of emptiness because they spent so long waiting to get to this point, but they didn't actually do any planning for what's on the other side. Sure, they know their portfolio strategy, their tax strategy, their estate planning, but what do you actually want to do? If you haven't designed a plan for what you want to do with your life, the financial piece doesn't have anything to support. The financial piece is not the reason we do this. The financial piece should support the life that you want to live. If you're going through this and you want help making sure you get these 5 years right, this is exactly what we do at MDRN Capital. We help clients between the ages of 55 and beyond who have built a net worth of $1 million to $5 million design comprehensive retirement plans that address not just the numbers, but the life you want to live. We start with what matters most. What do you want your life to look like? We ask you the questions that help uncover where you're going and what the goal of this money you've saved really is. The result is a plan that transforms your portfolio into a life well lived. If we can be of help, reach out to us at MDRN Capital. You can visit our website or schedule a call with our team. We work virtually with clients across the country. The link is in the description.